What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Cut to the chase, no bullshit. Let me get this video out because a lot of people are asking. And I got to start off with a quick disclaimer. The disclaimer is this. I truthfully do not know what is going on. There's no point to even bother to try to snoop around, investigate, ask any resources, because the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, at this point, we don't really know. And it sounds like, according to the reports, the ball's in Floyd Mayweather's court. He moves when he wants, he does what he wants, and he's his own boss. He's made that perfectly clear, abundantly clear, time and time again. So this whole video is hypothetically. And I'm just speaking my mind on what I'm hearing. However, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to choose Pacquiao or if he's going to choose Cotto. These are the rumors that are pretty much circulating. Now, if he does, in fact, choose Cotto for the next opponent, fuck that fight. And the sad part about it is Cotto is a formidable opponent for anybody. He's coming off an impressive win, even though Sergio Martinez, we all know, was hurt, crippled, whatever you want to call him. But he looked good, and he didn't have to look that good. We didn't know how bad Sergio's leg was or whatever, but, I mean, there was no filler round. He hurt him in the first round, and the rest was an ass whooping too. So props to Cotto, Hall of Fame, for sure, without a question in my mind. I really, really like Cotto, and I think he's truly a world-class fighter, elite, and he has a great resume. And it's sad that Mayweather, another pound-for-pound great, the guy that's #1 pound-for-pound, for him to dare to do something like, most likely if he were to fight Cotto, it would be for the middleweight titles, right? And he's trying to do something which is a feat that would be considered typically, if anybody else did it, was a welterweight and fighting for middleweight titles. If anybody else did that, that would be a feat of greatness and people would embrace it and it would be a good thing. But the unfortunate thing is there's two words, Manny Pacquiao. It's not even that I have a problem with Floyd Mayweather and Cotto at middleweight, because it could be a tough fight for both. It could be a good fight. Here's my biggest problem. One, this is all speculation. I don't think he's going to fight Cotto. If he does fight Cotto, I don't think it'll be at the true 160. If you watch my channel, you follow me, I've never been a big fan of catchweights. So that's one thing. Two, I think it's kind of like backdooring other fights. So Cotto, you set history for Puerto Rican people, for yourself. You did it. Yeah. You beat Sergio Martinez. You're the lineal middleweight champion. So for Cotto, I feel like either you just did that and you want to drop back down to 54 and move on with your career and close it up, or you don't. If you hold that hardware, you hold those belts, you're the man at that division. Just like Danny Garcia is the man at 140. You're the lineal champion. Adonis Stevenson is the lineal champion. These are lineal champions. So with that, that means people are gunning for your spot. So Miguel Cotto, the way I think, if he were to fight Floyd Mayweather, you got like a blown up welterweight that moved up. Then he moved up again to middleweight, right? But he's not a true middleweight. And he's not fighting a middleweight in Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather's small. Mayweather he could barely even make 154 on target. I think his last fight, or Madonna fight, I think he weighed like 148 or some shit like that. So he's not even a true 154. So to me, for Cotto, you're taking the easier route, much easier. I'm not saying Floyd's an easy fight, because obviously he already beat him. He's not an easy fight. But why fight? I understand financial gain and stuff like that. But where's the integrity? You're the middleweight champion and you're going to fight a welterweight if this happens, instead of fighting Canelo, who's closer to middleweight, who could barely make 54, or Gennady Triple G Golovkin, who is considered the best middleweight and the unstoppable monster from Kazakhstan. That's my problem with Cotto if this fight were to transpire. And again, I understand you got to take care of your family, financial, blah, blah, blah. I'm just telling you as a fight fan. Then for Mayweather, the problem is you have Pacquiao. Again, normally this feat would be something that is admirable. Like, oh, okay, he's going to do that. But since we've been waiting so long for the Pacquiao fight, it's like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, why not fight Pacquiao? And then for your last fight, if you want to do that, if Cotto still has the strap, fight him then. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be the other way around, because this is the problem from my eyes, from my perspective. It's this. In boxing, if it's told me and taught me nothing else, it's that you got to strike while the iron's hot. If there's a fight that needs to happen, make it happen before it becomes irrelevant. You know what I mean? I've seen plenty of fights go this route. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, even though it actually happened, it didn't happen when it was supposed to happen. And had it happened when it was actually supposed to, when it was at its peak, you know what I mean? Mike Tyson was saying he was going to eat his kids and all kinds of stuff like that. If it had really happened immediately, instead of making the public wait for years, it probably could have been a bigger fight, and it would have been harder for De La Hoya and Mayweather to top it on the all-time greats and the all-time bestseller list and stuff like that. But the fact is, most people feel Tyson Lewis happened when Tyson clearly didn't have the same drive and hunger that he had in the 80s and shit like that. And I've seen it time and time again. Mikey Garcia Gamboa, I watch it as a boxing fan, but it's not going to hold the same weight as when Gamboa was undefeated and Garcia was undefeated. Garcia, he's moving up in weight to 140, he's saying, and Gamboa is trying to move down, so the fight doesn't even really make as much sense at this particular point. But there was a space and time where they were right in the same like weight classes, right around there, and the fight should have happened. But since then, Terrence Crawford beat the shit out of him after the 5th round or whatever, and knocked him down 4 times and stopped him. So it's not the same fight. And I don't want that to happen with Mayweather Pacquiao. And see, this is another thing. I don't want them to fight. Like, I don't want to see Pacquiao versus Jesse Vargas, a stay busy fight, so he keeps his, you know what I mean, record safe and doesn't lose. Because it's boxing. Anything can happen. Like, let's say Danny Garcia fought Manny Pacquiao because Floyd decides to fight Cotto, right? What if Danny Garcia is not out of this world? I've seen stranger things happen. What if he landed a left hook or some shit and knocked Pacquiao out? Who the fuck is going to want to watch Mayweather versus Pacquiao after Cotto? You know what I'm saying? So I don't care about this spectacular grand finale and all this shit. Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather, make the fight happen now. It still makes sense, period. Cotto, if you want to fight him for middleweight straps, hopefully he retains it. He has a defense of somebody else, and fight him for your last fight. But don't push Pacquiao to the back. You know what I mean? We've already waited long enough as fans. So I really hope they're not making Mayweather versus Pacquiao. It's just, again, if you give me the option of a fresh match and a recycle match, 9 times out of 10 I will choose the fresh match as long as it's competitive and stuff. And I don't want to see Cotto versus Mayweather for all the reasons that I kind of provided. And Mayweather, he already said like he's his own boss and stuff like that. I will give it to him. He is the master at marketing. He gets people to either love him or hate him, and it's seldom anything in between. Now, the thing where I think, in my perspective, I could see him, because I don't really think he cares. He's a millionaire, you know what I mean, multi-millionaire. He's balling. I don't think he really cares what the public feels, if they're mad at him or whatever. I think he kind of gets his kicks. He gets a rise out of having that much power, like on some Napoleon complex shit. And just from kind of studying the game and knowing how Mayweather operates, I would not be surprised one bit if Mayweather, in order to power play Saul Canelo Alvarez, he's taking his opponent. You know what I'm saying? Because Mayweather likes power. Like, he likes to show you and flex. You know what I mean? He's worked hard and he's worked himself into this position. So I wouldn't be surprised Canelo made a big fuss and said, oh, I'm not giving up the Mexican date, so to speak. So Mayweather, in order to flex his power and show Canelo like, hey, you ain't shit, I run this. If he takes Cotto, that's taking his opponent away from you, just to merely show you like you ain't shit when it comes to this boss shit, because you were supposed to fight Cotto and I stole him from you, took your dates and took your opponent just to, you know what I'm saying? I don't really think he's scared of Pacquiao. Some people do. I don't think he's scared of Pacquiao. Again, he's strategic and he doesn't mind if people hate him. I'm not even trying. I don't care about hating boxers and shit like that. I just think as a boxing fan, and the sport of the boxing does not need a Cotto part 2 with Mayweather. It just doesn't need to happen. I don't care about personal grudges and vendettas. Like, if you're trying to show and flex that Canelo, like, you know what I mean, put him in his place and stuff, I don't care about mind games and stuff like that. I care about the fights. And I would not be surprised if the Cotto fight does happen. From what it's sounding like, it could happen, you know what I mean? And then he's trying to savor for his exit out the game, the Pacquiao fight. But again, why take that gamble? Just make the fight. And it's kind of stupid and it's foolish to keep stringing the public along. They're saying, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Pacquiao, they have some kind of behind closed, like this is all a fucking game or some shit. You know what I mean? And behind closed doors, Pacquiao knows if he wins his next fight, if he doesn't fight Mayweather, if he wins his next fight, he's going to get Mayweather for Mayweather's last slot before his Showtime contract ends. And they just keep stringing the public along. I would not be surprised if some shit like that happened, because the longer they string us along, the bigger the fight will be, because it's going to be even longer. Instead of it's been 6 years, they're going to wait till it's 7 years or whatever the situation is, and it keeps brewing and building up. So I wouldn't even be surprised if he does possibly face Cotto and then try to savor the Pacquiao fight for the final chapter of his legacy or whatever. But me as a boxing fan, fuck all that. You don't have to have this like grand finale, like grand Houdini exit. It's an exit enough if you fight Pacquiao next and beat him, and then fight whoever, Amir Khan or Cotto for middleweight straps as your last fight. I like that game plan a whole hell of a lot better, just because we've already waited for the Pacquiao fight. I just want to get a fucking conclusion to this shit so we can be done with it, move on. Whoever wins, wins. And you know what I'm saying? We keep it pushing. So, man, that's my thoughts on Cotto versus Mayweather 2. Again, I'm not disrespecting Cotto. He's definitely a challenge for anybody. It's truthfully, the crazy thing is, it's not even a bad fight, even though it's a fight we don't need. It's not really a bad fight. That's not the fight that should be happening. You know what I mean? Everyone wants Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants a fresh face. I'm sure there's people who would rather see Amir Khan versus Mayweather as opposed to Miguel Cotto. So I don't know, man. I don't like the whole Cotto 2 talks. I don't think it's necessary or what boxing needs. We've already seen that. We've already seen you. We know you're the master of marketing. We know you're balling, and you have the ability to make these decisions and string people along, and people wait on your movement. We already know these things. I, as a boxing fan, don't give a shit about that. I care about the fight game, seeing good fights, see challenges and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You already robbed the bank twice with Maidana. Me personally, I had Floyd winning the first fight. Thought it was more competitive than the second, but I still had Floyd winning. And he got to rob the bank twice with that by fighting Maidana twice. Now, you know what I'm saying? You only got 2 more slots. Fucking, like, make them good. You know what I mean? And a fresh match to me is good. And like I said earlier in this video, Cotto, if he wants to be the middleweight champion, fight fucking middleweights. Period. I'm from the old school. You're the middleweight champion, fight fucking middleweights. You know what I mean? Or if you want to be like Roy Jones, let's say Roy Jones, he did tremendous things, and he accomplished a feat that no one else was really doing, and he climbed all the way up to heavyweight. But he didn't stay there. He did it, and he talked about fighting Tyson and stuff, but none of that materialized. Probably because he got knocked out or whatever. But if you accomplished it, and that's it, you know what I mean? Go back down. And I think that's what Cotto should do. Let middleweights fight middleweights. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to be a middleweight, you just did it for the opportunity and to make history. You've already done that. You've already accomplished that. Now, drop the belts. Don't hold them hostage. Let the true middleweights, the Peter Quillins and Triple G's and David Lemieux, let them dudes have at it on some middleweight shit, and then worry about the belts. Don't hold them, tie them up and shit fighting welterweights. I'm not for that shit. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.